I'm Jennifer Sanasi. You're watching News 24 Live. Our in-house doctor, Dr. Darren Green, is joining me in studio, and we're going to be answering your social media questions. Hello.
Greetings.
Now, the first question we have is from our Facebook page. This user says, I have this terrible sound in my right ear that just won't go away. It's like wind blowing in my ear. I've had it for about 6 months, and it's so irritating. Now, that sounds really irritating.
Oh, do you think they're married? Could it be his wife?
Yes, I was thinking that.
The sound in his right ear for 6 months, maybe he's newly married.
The first question is, did you get married 6 months ago?
I'm teasing. You know, that sound of having an unpleasant hissing sound in your ear is something that a lot of patients complain about, and the medical term for that is tinnitus. Some people say tinnitus. And that is a hissing, it's an irritating, constant buzzing or whispering sound that is generated in the ear.
Sounds horrible.
And it's very difficult to concentrate on other things while that sound is there all the time. It's almost, people use the term, I'm inside my own head. It's so close to you, it's like having a toothache or tooth pain. It's really right here, you can't ignore it, you can't just put it aside and get back to it later. So often the association with tinnitus is an ear problem. You get peripheral causes of tinnitus, which is a ringing in the ear. That involves obviously the ear itself and the structures in the ear. Now you've got an eardrum or a membrane that separates the outer part of the ear with the middle ear, where the bones are housed, and the inner ear, for example. And you could have serious, obviously, diseases that occur that affect the membrane itself, the tympanum, and make holes in it. Diving, barotrauma, for example, with deep sea diving. You could also have infections that cause perforation of the eardrum. And then tinnitus often arises when you've got a bit of inflammation or irritation as part of the middle ear, or inflammation itself of the nerve in the ear. Often it's accompanied with associated symptoms of vertigo, where the sensation is that the world is spinning, compared to dizziness, where you just have a bit of instability, really. And that's important to know. And then the nausea often accompanies that as well. So very interesting to note the onset of this tinnitus. Was it acute, in other words sudden, or did it come on progressively over a slow period and get progressively worse? So what this specific patient would need is a very detailed and a good ENT examination. So they'd have to be examined by a professional practitioner that examines the local structures of the ear first. You do, however, get symptoms in the ear as well that arise because of things like blood supply to the nerve that goes to the ear. In other words, you can even get inflammation of the vestibulocochlear nerve, which is the 8th cranial nerve, which goes to the ear. And that's also important to keep in mind when taking a good history from someone that complains of tinnitus.
What's the most common way to get tinnitus?
I think the most common cause would be secondary to infection. That would probably be the number one cause.
Now, how do we treat it?
Well, I think decent evaluation in terms of the examination of the ear, looking specifically at mechanical issues that could be causing this erratic signal or sound produced in the ear. And often, if nothing is seen locally, they have to do an MRI scan, which is a very detailed scan, to look at the deeper structures of the ear and visualize, for example, the bones and even the nerves as they leave the ear.
Can tinnitus lead to more serious disease
Well,
or
a lot of
disorder?
people develop emotional complications.
I can imagine.
You can imagine how irritating it is. It affects their sleep, for example. It can give them a lot of mood involvement. And a lot of people actually get quite helpless and can actually lead to even suicide when they can't stop the sound in their ear. So it can definitely affect you in a very adverse way if not dealt with properly.
Well, there you have it. If you're suffering with tinnitus, you should definitely see your doctor. If you have a question for our in-house doctor, Dr. Darren Green, you can leave that in the comment section below this video.